Sisters of Mercy, Some Kind of Stranger. Let's play through all the different sections of the song. After I do that, let's go back through, give you some guidance, a little explanation if you need it. Before we dive into the song, help out the channel, hit that subscription button. You'd be glad if you did. I come out with a ton of videos, so you don't want to miss them. And let's get on to this. Some Kind of Stranger by Sisters of Mercy. Alright, so we get this big, cool riff, main riff for the song. You know, this is good for the intro and the verse and all that. We're going to hit a big chord, pick through it a little bit, and then make a little bit of a chord progression at the end. Alright, so you want to get some good amount of distortion on this, get some chorus, some delay, all those cool effects. And we're going to kick it off with this G chord. And you want to do it kind of like this, where we're going to hit the bass note, the 3 on the E, and then just kind of focus on the open D, open G. And we'll do it this style where we add the 3 on the B and the 3 on the E. All right, so you just want to hit it big. Okay. And after that, we'll do a couple of strums just on like the bottom half of it, like the G, B, and E string. Just hit those notes, couple strums. So it'd be something like. And from here, we're going to pick through a little bit, kind of change positions. You want to take that 3 on the high E, slide it up to 5. And then we're going to drop down to 1 on the E. Slide that 1 to 3 on the E. Back to the 1. And then open E. So it'd be something like this. Okay, and that's all kind of happening as, you know, some of these open strings are still ringing out, like the D and the G there. Okay, so we get through that, and then we're going to get into this A minor chord. Just kind of hit the bass notes first, the open A with the 2 on the D there. And now we'll pick through it. We'll hit the 2 on the G. Hit the open high E, and then the 1 on the B. And now we're going to do a little quicker progression where we don't have to move much on this because we're going to jump to a C. So you can just keep that 1 on the B there. But then just come up and hit the 3 on the A, 2 on the D. Come down, hit that open high E, and then that 1 on the B. And this happens a little quicker, okay? And then to the next would be a D suspended 2. So we're just gonna, just like we're making a normal D, but you just leave that high E open. Okay, so we got the 2 on the G and the 3 on the B. All right, we'll hit the bass note, little power chord there, the open D with the 2 on the G, and then quickly hit the open high E, and then the 3 on the B. Okay. That happens a little quicker with those last 2 chords. All right, so let's just try this whole progression up to tempo for you. Next section is the bridge section here, and this is kind of a concise version of something we'll see here again. So I'll fill you in on that later here, but we'll just jump it up here because we're going to do this combination of hitting the chord and doing these little lead bits that happen. If you wanted, you could split these up, you know, have one guitar do the power chord and then the other one can just kind of focus on the lead. But if you want to do them both, this is how you do it. Come all the way up here, we're going to hit this high voiced D power chord. All right, 10 of the E, 12 on the A. All right, and now we're going to get some picking going here. We're going to drop all the way down to the high E. You just want to bar that whole 10 because we're going to need those for the high E too. All right, so as that power chord's ringing, come down, hit a couple of 10s on the high E. This is all pretty quick, so a couple of 10s on the high E, 10 B, then we'll come down and hit with the pinky 12 on the high E, back to the 10 B. Now we do 10 high E, back to the 10 B. So we're just kind of like going in between and adding that little 12 on the high E in the midst of it. So okay. All right, and this is all happening pretty quick. We're going to do it twice, okay? And from there, we just drop down 2 frets, so we get the C, all right, and just do exactly the same thing, but at, 2 frets lower. So we're hitting the 8 on the E, 10 on the A, letting it ring while we hit the couple 8s on the high E, 8B, 10 high E, 8B, 8E, 8B. Okay, same thing, it's just 2 frets lower. All right, and we would just go between that D minor section, do it twice, and then the C part, we do that 3 times altogether. And the final run we do, that 4th time through the whole thing, we'll do our bit with the D minor again. But now when we go to that C, just bring it all the way down here because we're going to finish it off. Okay, so you can just hit that C on the A string here, the 3rd fret, and the 2 on the D. Just hit that, let it ring for the rest of the measure. And then we cap it all off by doing the ending that we usually do. Okay, that C with the little picking to the D suspended 2 with that same picking. All right, the same way we capped off the previous section. Okay. Let's do this all the way up to speed for you. Okay, we get the synth interlude that happens in towards the middle of the song, and this also happens during the outro. Okay, and this is just going to be real high, and we're going to be at 17 on the E. Okay, and you just want to hit a few of these 17s spaced out. Okay, now we're going to scale it down. We hit the 17, 15, 13, 12, and then finish with the 13 on the B. Next section, 13, 12 E, 13 B, hold it a moment, and then go to 11 B. Okay, let that 11 ring for a bit, and then finish it. Come up here, we go 13, 12, 13, 12 E to 13 B. All right, and then 12, 13, 12 E. All right, we go through this whole thing twice. Once the synth interlude section comes along, as I mentioned before, there's kind of something that just takes further steps with the bridge section. All right, we do the D minor up high, and we're going to basically hit the same notes. We're just going to, time them out a little different. All right, so we'll come up and hit our D minor at the 10th fret there. And we're going to pick through those 10s and 12s on the B and E there, but you want to kind of space them out a little more here. You want to do like a 10B, then do the 12E, 10B, and then 10E. Just take your time with it a little more. Okay, something like that. So just a little more relaxed with it. All right, go through that twice, and then of course just come down to that C at the 8th fret, power chord, and just pick that 8B, 10E, 8B, 8E, just the same way. Okay, a couple times. All right, and now we're going to take it further. All right, we bring it down 2 frets again, so we're at a B flat, 6th fret on the E, 8 on the A. We're going to pick the 6B, 8E, 6B, 6E. Same style of picking, just 2 frets lower. Alright, and then we're going to finish it at an A minor. Alright, so just down 1 fret at the 5th fret here on the E, 7 on the A. And with this, we're going to pick it a little different on the highs. We're going to go between a 5B, 6E, okay, so just 1 fret higher there, back to the 5B to a 5E. Okay, so some subtle changes there, and just basically an extension of the bridge section. And a special note, this happens during that synth interlude and at the outro. Okay, so let's try it up to tempo. And once the outro gets cooking, we get an additional kind of clean guitar that comes in, and it's basically picking what the synth is doing during the interlude, but it's just doing it, at a lower octave. Okay, so instead of being way high here, we're going to come down to 5s on the E. All right, and this is all picked exactly how the synth went. We're just lower here. Okay, so we're hitting the 5s, 3 of them. All right, and then we go 5, 3, 1, 0 to 1B. All right, next section, 1E, open E, 1B, 3G. All right, and then we go 1 open E, 1B, open E, 1E, open E. All right, and with this, there's an extra little bit that we can throw in here. It comes up and it does these 3 kind of slow bends on the 12 and release. Okay, something like that. All right, it just tacks that on the end, so a little extra thing there. All right, let's do it all up to speed now. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody. Like it, share it, leave a comment. It's always good to hear from you. Do me a favor and hit the subscription button. I put out a video pretty frequent, so you don't want to miss out on that. Check out the links in the description box below. I have really cool links for tablature books, all the gear I use, t-shirts, fun stuff like that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.